Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I want to speak all about manifestation on this channel, and I want to do it as kindly and succinctly as I can. I know the challenges of understanding how to manifest what you want in your life and actually not understanding why you're not. There are principles involved in manifestation. And although there aren't really any rules, and we'll be talking about that as we go, there are principles or laws, and there's no getting around them. But they work for you. They're set in place for you. Like one of the laws is that what you focus on, what you predominantly focus on, is what comes into your experience. Now, that's so opposite of what we've been taught. We've been taught to use our senses and look in the outer world as to what is our truth. But we're going to be talking about this quite a bit in understanding that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So in order to have different things in your life, whether it's better health or more money or better relationships, you know the list. If you're here, I'm guessing that you've been looking into manifestation for a while. So in that list, in order to have those things, you have to be a different version of yourself, which means you have to change your inner world. Now, what am I talking about with that? I'm talking about what are you predominantly thinking about? What are you predominantly talking about when you talk? Whether it's to yourself or whether you're talking out into the world to someone else. What you're saying to yourself is so important. I can't even hardly emphasize that enough. That inner dialogue, if you pay attention, it's chattering away all the time. Even if you wake up during the night to go to the bathroom or get water or whatever, if you notice instantly, it starts up again. And maybe it's going the whole time while you're sleeping. You know, you dream, and some people say, well, I don't dream. Well, you do in some way, in some capacity. Maybe it's so deep that you don't even realize that you're doing it. But the point is that subconscious mind is running 24/7. And so we have to learn how to program it with the information we want it to run. The fact that it runs all the time is good when the information given to it is what we want. It's not necessarily so great for us when it's just running information that isn't what we want. And that is when it's running just on repeat. It's just mindlessly chattering in the background with what it's been programmed, just like a computer. Until you change the program, it's going to continue to run the program that it has. The subconscious mind is very similar to that. Or you can think of it as a printer. It will continue to print what's on it until you change that. You change the image or you change the sheet with the text. It will run the same thing. So having these laws that you can understand are really good because you know, okay, this is what I can count on. This is what I can rely on. The rub is that we've believed so oppositely for so long. And that's what takes the time. And for some people, it's pretty instant and they can shift. And other people, it takes longer. I'm one of those other people. It took longer. And even though I worked directly with Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor was so good to me and believed in me, I didn't understand what I didn't understand. And I certainly didn't believe in myself. So we have to get an image of ourselves that is so high and powerful that we begin to understand, I can do this. Now, why would that be true? Well, I want to show you this simple whiteboard that I've drawn for you. Now, if you see on the right, you see the word source. And what I'm talking about is source energy, what we all come from. Now, I'm not talking religion. We can choose whether or not we want to be religious and we want to follow a religion, but we cannot choose whether or not we are spiritual. If you want to talk about source as being spirit, let's do that just for communication's sake. So source is spirit, and we come from that. Now, we also know that like begets like. We know that humans have human babies, and dogs have puppies, and cats have kittens, and tomato plants produce tomatoes. So we see in our world, it's showing us that like begets like. Same here. Source begets source. And all of us are spiritual beings, many sources, if you want to think of it that way, that are learning that we have that same creative ability, and we want to use it in our favor. So this is showing that we are spirit, we have an intellect, and we live in a physical body. But all of those are drawing from source. Now, we're told that we can have anything that we want, anything, but we have to believe. We have to believe that we can. Well, how can you possibly believe that you can if you don't understand where the power and the ability for you to be able to do that comes from? It comes from source. And source allows us or gives us or empowers us with that same creative power to create in our lives, design our lives exactly as we want. Now, wouldn't it make sense that it would take a little bit of knowledge and wisdom to use that creative force beneficially? Right? It's just like learning to drive a car. You learn to drive. They don't just put you in a car and say, hey, kid, good luck. I don't know about the rest of you, but I wasn't so good at driving until I got used to what does it feel like to put my foot on the gas pedal? What does it feel like to brake evenly, right? Instead of slamming on the brakes and everybody goes flying. What does it feel like to steer the wheel? To be able to keep the car in the middle of the lane, to stay in your lane. That's a really good analogy too. Stay in your lane until you have perfected that. So I'm going to end this for today because I want to keep these videos fairly short. I'm really encouraging you to listen to them again and again. This is not child's play. This is not something for most of us. I also want to be careful about putting my beliefs on you, right? Form your own beliefs. I'm just sharing with you my experience so that it can help you have a better life. That's it. So take what I'm saying and try it out for yourself. Test it out, prove it. See, maybe you'll move way faster than I have, and I hope you do. But here is a process that will work for you at whatever speed you need to go at. It works. You are a spiritual being designing your own life. So listen to this again and really help it get from the conscious mind, the mind part, your part of the mind that I'm communicating with right now. You understand. You need to get that to that deeper part of the mind, the part that's chattering away over and over and over. And we do that by repetition. But before I go any further, let's stop for today. Please listen and please share the video, like it, subscribe to this channel. This information, I'm giving it to be helpful, not just to you and to me, but to everyone who will listen. Because when we have more people achieving what they want, we have people that are happier in the world. And happier people are doing happier, kinder things. Let's help the world be kinder by learning this. And, oh, by the way, getting to live a life that we absolutely love. So I'm going to encourage you, get out those dreams, dust them off, and dare to believe that you can indeed have them. I love you so much and I wish you well, and I will be back. Bye for now.